G'day and welcome back to that new hobby high. Okay, so this is Ultramarines from scratch, and boy Christ, have I been scratching bloody head at this. It's been a full-on week. Where's my bloody grey? It's been a full-on week without any shadow of a doubt. I've got about 6 hours of painting in, which was nice, but the bloody thing's dried up. New pot to buy. Right, but I've tried a new method to try. I tried to get these 10 heavy weapons teams, this 10-man heavy weapons team done by today. I set myself a target of getting 2 characters and a 10-man unit done in a week. I got the 2 characters done, but my method on doing a group was slowed because I usually do them in batches of 5. So I have at least, if I complete one, I've got at least a payable unit, albeit small, straight off the bat. But this time I tried to do it, I'll do the base, on all 10. So base, undercoat, blue, highlight, silver, brass, wash, overcoat, highlight, decals. And I'm up to, literally just finished the decals on these. And it's because I was doing all 10, it slowed me down horrifically. So I didn't get these done, and I'm trying desperately to get them done. I reckon maybe for the whole squad, there's about maybe, 2 hours work left, not including varnishing and basing, just to pick out the brass studs, the eyes, all the little details, the highlighting on the guns, the details on the auspex, just the fine work. But the bulk of them are done. I'm fucking happy with it. What I did get finished was these 2. The Armistos with a missile launcher. Now he's come up an absolute gun. I'm really happy with him. That Thousand Suns blue gives a sort of a cobalt blue on the highlight, and really outshines on that gloss mud. And they've got the nice big underslung rocket launcher with the olive drab rockets. And I've just put some gold hieroglyphs and muck on the gun itself to make it look mastercrafted. He looks, and the shoulder pad pauldron, maybe, whatever it is off the Praetor with I think he looks great. He's certainly going to do the business when added to the squad of rocket launchers. The other one is this mk6 Apoc with the Raven Guard, the Dark Angels bike squad helmet, but with the wings cut off. The Primaris Marine arms and backpack with some bits and bobs hacked off. Bolt pistol. I did use the chainsword out of the motorcycle, the air cycle kits, because they were Mark 6s, and I figure because of all the chainswords for each mark of armour is different, then that's going to be the chainsword shape for the Mark 6. And I think he comes up all right. I was afraid he was going to look a little bit busy, too much shit hanging off him, but if you compare him to the one straight out of the box from Forge World, they look all right. They look similar enough to go, okay, so there's a little bit of individuality in there, but they're going to be, they definitely can't be mistaken for the other. So, quite happy with him. I finally got blood splatter looking good on that too. But and I've decided instead of the tacky yellow to go with a whitey blue lens on the thing. See that thing in his hand though? I thought that was a testicle. Fair income thought that was a fucking testicle. And he's looking at it and going, okay, what am I going to do with that? Because apparently all Space Marines are neutered. So, but apparently it's some sort of super gland to make a Space Marine. You stuff it in him. How can I say it? The setting is fucking horrifying. Every Space Marine was a child soldier. They start them off at 12, 13 and sometimes younger, according to this bit of wiki that I was given to read. They start training them, shoving bloody organs into them. That sounds worse than it actually is in every way, shape and form. to make them, grow and mutate into these massive, tanks of muscle, grow new organs in them. Oh, and the kids, the fucking kids, man. It's absolutely fucking horrific. Very interesting, but if the 30K is supposed to be the golden age of mankind coming anew, freaking becoming, intellectual, freaking atheist or whatever the storyline. It's always supposed to be like the edge of a brand new era. Technically, it was, I guess, but the horror that you have to inflict upon kids to fight your battles over 2018 legions, kids freaking being mutilated to turn into super soldiers. The whole concept is fucked. And like I say, I think people who play this really do not realise how fucked the entire... Oh, yeah, well, you tell them how fucked the setting is, and they go, oh, yeah, well, that's the setting. It's piss take on itself. But no, man, it's genuinely fucked. It is... I'm at a loss of curse words to actually explain how rooted this universe is. It's very interesting, but bloody hell, it's just horrific. Anyway... Apocryphy's done. Armistos is done. I am desperately trying to get these quad mortars done for a game on Thursday. I'm hoping I can get them table worthy so I can use them. They look very cool. They look like those little Goliath tanks the Germans used. Little remote control tanks that they just trundled into the bunkers, blew up. They look cool. Honestly, this is the first model I bought because I liked how it looked. It just looks so stumpy and friggin' ridiculous. They're mortars, but, at no point is there any mortar shells either on the carriage or, in their hands. So I don't know how the hell they're going to be loaded. They're just the pinnacle of ridiculousness, and I love them. Oh, what can I say? They make me smile just looking at them, how fucking spastic they are. I mean, they trundle through the mud. They're freaking going to be right at the back lines. But yeah, let's put armour plate on the front. Oh yeah, we need two blokes to sit on them and operate them, which is fair enough. You need a targeter, but why would we just put a plate on them because we can't just through the magic of technology or some remote control it. It's just so spastic. It's so spastic. I love it. They look ridiculous. They freaking almost cute in a way, but freaking I'm really looking forward to putting them on the paddock and seeing how they perform, which will probably be badly because I'm going to be controlling them. I've been doing these Thousand Suns for a while yet. I haven't been able to put any time into them at all this week because work's been in the way. But done. I'd say about 80% done, maybe 2 hours left. I don't know how long these are going to take me. I'm going to try and get them done. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to run a normal list for the Thursday's game. We'll see how we go. What else? Oh, I finished the book, Fulgrim. So I finished the first five stories, which is the start of the Horus Heresy. Now, this book, I was told, I've read, Horus turning, Horus as like the War Master in the first one, and then Horus turning in the second one and becoming, chaosy or just a bit mental, a bit rebellious against his dad. The third one was the dropping everything onto Istvan 5, all the loyalist aspects of their legions on Istvan 5 and bombing the shit out of them. Then being an absolute stunning general, instead of just freaking going, oh, well, shit, they some survived. Let's just keep on bombing them from orbit and not sustain any casualties. No, he sends Angron down and they freaking end up getting stuck into a ground wall. Retarded, just off the top of my head. Oh, the Doug, some survived. Oh, I'll just nuke it. Or leave them there. You freaking leave them without a ship. They have no means of communication. They're out of the fight. Come back, finish them off later. Anyway, he's the War Master, and that was his fucking decision. Fourth one, Flight of the Eisenstein. Best book of the first 5 so far, out of them so far. This absolute fucking mega chad called Garrow, figuring out that there's about to be a real atrocity happening. They're going to get stabbed in the back, banking it, freaking just shooting off into the super hell space, running away, trying to tell someone. Finds someone to tell. Turns out to be Dawn. Dawn is a dick. Slaps him into a wall, leaves an imprint. And then he goes to Mars and fights a demon. Or goes back to Earth and sits on the moon and fights a demon in space. Garrow is a fucking good lad. I fucking don't mind him. I'm looking forward to reading more about him. And then this one. There's the 5th book, which was Fulgrim. Now, I was expecting this to be the book about the Istvan III massacre. You know, where the good legions, the loyal legions, came back and got stabbed in the back by 3 other legions and were fighting the 3 that originally turned. That's what I was expecting this book to be. It starts off and you're reading it, okay, Fulgrim is a bit of an ego prick. He's a terrible general. Oh, yes, he's trying to prove himself. The stories of the remembrances in here are quite interesting. Anyway, he goes into a planet full of snake people, and instead of just like nuking them, he goes into a temple, picks up a sword that's got a voice in it, and the voice says, play with yourself. Okay. So, yeah, anyway, this sword freaking alters his thoughts a little bit, gives him hints, then it slowly turns him into an absolute nutcase. I go, okay, that's fair enough. It's leading me into why. So far, Fulgrim is literally the most developed Primarch as to why he turned from the Emperor, in my opinion. But he's the only one who's also had a book dedicated wholly to him. But I'm reading it and going, okay, so I know this has the Drop Site 3 massacre. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? And reading. I go halfway through the book. Okay, surely by now we're going to get into the big battle. Reading. No. He's turned to Ferrus Manus, who is another Primarch, who is a retard. He's an absolute spastic. I do not understand any of... He's written for he's got about 8 pages in the book, and 4 of them is getting pissed at Fulgrim and trying to kill him, and then failing and getting his head chopped off. Badly written. Why would you try to develop a character and then just kill him off? First, you have to actually develop him. He's basically a plank of wood from all I can see. Anyway, I'm reading this, going, oh, come on, where's the battle? I'm over halfway, and I haven't even got to the big battle, the big, huge battle that sets the stage for the entire Horus Heresy. And I get to it, and here it is. There it is. That is the battle of Istvan III. Oh, I was fucking so disappointed. I thought it was going to be 90% of the book. You know, you read some books like the Wheel of Time. Battles freaking are huge in those novels. This is like Dune. In Frank Herbert's Dune, the very first one, the big final battle between Atreides and the Harkonnens, like 6 pages. I was expecting so much more. Also, it expects you to know characters and understand what they are. They introduced this alien fella called Eldrad, and you know the way they talk about him, they give him a lot of gravitas, and you know, you should know who this is. He's super important. But fucking me coming into this, no idea. I had to get a walk through the asylum to show me, to tell me all about him. Apparently, Eldar are these super powerful races. But yeah, you're not told how important he is. You're just supposed to assume he's important. He also chokes out this god of fire. Found out later that's an actual miniature you can play, and it's about that big. But yeah, it's so far Fulgrim's got the only real reason out of all the Primarchs that are in the story. Fulgrim is a dick without a cause. But as we go through the stories, we've got Horus, who sort of turns for, I don't know, boredom. His dad's not there. Sanguinius is mentioned in the first one, but he's just, okay, he's a good fighter. I don't know much more about it. Then you move on to the second book, a little bit more of Horus. Nothing's really much mentioned about the others. The third book, you introduced the Mortarian. Don't know why he turned. He seemed like a fairly solid chap. If he produces the like of Garrow and Typhus, he seemed like fairly solid Primarch. Then we get introduced to Fulgrim, who actually seems to have a reason to turn against the Emperor because the sword is poison in his mind. this sentient creature in it. Sword is turning his mind. So he's got a reason to turn. The rest of them don't understand it. But yeah, so Dawn is a dick. Horus is, I don't know, he doesn't seem to be, he seems to be just turning because he can. Ferrus Manus is a spastic. He just goes, oh, you betrayed me, and sooks up and runs up and gets his head cut off. That could be it. That's his entire character arc. Like I said, 8 pages in the book. And the other Primarchs, don't know much about them. Corax is mentioned by name. Raven Guard bloke gets wounded and manages to escape. Vulcan gets blown up. Nothing else is mentioned of him. But what's most disappointing to me in those first 5 books is that, I mean, the Istvan 5 one, where they kill off half their legion, that's the majority of book 3. The majority of it. The Istvan 3, whatever that one, the Drop Site Massacre, 20 pages. Bitterly disappointing. Still a very good read, but just disappointing. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'm just a little bit of harping on. So I'm going to try and get these heavies done. These are the heavy weapons done. So I have 2 heavy weapons teams. I've got these 2, they're finished. They'll go on the box. I'll try and get these ones finished. And next time, I don't know what I'm going to have to show you. So keep tuned. I'll get back to you on what I'm doing next, because literally at this point I've got no fucking idea. Anyway, love a lot of you. Thanks for watching. You're absolute champions. And take care of yourselves. Your missus a kiss, and I'll catch you all later. Cheerio.